Welcome to my Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Today is Sunday. We got a beautiful Sunday episode for you. My goodness, it is getting bursky, baby. It's October and it's finally getting cold up in this camp. Oh man. So snuggle up and get ready for today's nice little episode. And if you're going to work while listening to this, man, sucks for you because you got to go to work while it's cold. Been there though. But for today's thread, we got a good one for you. It is, what was your oh shit, this person is a psychopath moment when meeting someone? All right. So let's see what psychopaths you guys have met out there. Trying to do a little bit of a different threads than like the typical, what did your ex say when you guys broke up? And, relationship shit. Trying to do some inventive, creative shit. So let's see what's going on. I've been a public school teacher for a decade. I've only ever been scared of one student. First of all, this was in my first few years of teaching. This student was of myth in my school. I taught at an alternative school for students that had been expelled from every other school but all over. Okay, my students were chill. They weren't good students, but if you met them at their level, things were usually fine. The exception was JT. JT was a sophomore when I met him, but at that point, I didn't teach him, but boy, did I hear about him. Somehow, his mom was able to game the paperwork and education system enough that this kid was unpunishable. Everything was technically covered under a litany of 504 plans and IEP paperwork, so much that this kid literally pushed a 8-month pregnant teacher down, and he was back 2 weeks later. Damn, nigga. He would literally punch a kid in the mouth and be back 2 days later, and because of this, he was just a massive problem. The first terrifying discovery for me was that his mom was very vocal about not wanting him home because she was scared of him. So she was like, y'all motherfuckers deal with this crazy ass loony kid. That's crazy as hell. She had a good reason to be. JT, as a small child, tried to murder his family by lighting their house on fire. Yo. Wow. Specifically trying to murder his brother by duct taping him to the bed while he slept. His brother survived but had horrific burns, but somehow that didn't stop him from supporting his almost murderous behavior. I would have given this kid up. I'd have been like, yo, CPS, come get this motherfucker because I ain't taking him no more. JT was ruthless, but he was also about 5'4", and his Krugered brother was about 6 foot and pretty much physically stronger. I finally had the pleasure of teaching JT in his senior year. He had approximately 10 credits, all gym-based, and was nowhere near graduation. My first note was that this was the only kid I had ever met that just had nothing going on behind his eyes. He was shark-like. He never smelled or laughed, or he never smiled, sorry. He never smiled or laughed unless someone got hurt, cruel for cruelty's sake. One day, JT wasn't there, which frankly was odd. He had a great drug business going at school, and he only had to avoid one cop. The next day, we found out why he wasn't there. JT murdered a kid. Wow. Shot him in the face for $12 and a little bit of weed. His lawyer tried to get his sentence lowered by arguing that it was technically his first offense since everything else happened when he was a kid. He got 25 to life. Yo. No. Because I guarantee you his reputation preceded him. He was pushing over pregnant women. He tried to kill his brother by burning the house down. Like, bruh. Nah. What the fuck are you talking about? This motherfucker doesn't need to be in jail for life. Shooting a kid in the face for $12. That's wild. And he probably thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna start my hitman career. Let's go, baby. Oh shit. That's nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. I could see why he got 25 to life. Yeah. All right. Went on a date once, and she casually dropped how she killed her brother's hamster with perfume as a kid because she was mad at him, like it was just a quirky little story to laugh about. Needless to say, I started looking for an exit strategy at that point. Yo, I would be like, wait a minute. So you're telling me if we got into a relationship and you got mad at me, you gonna throw rat poison in my food? Like, nah, man. You like, come on. It starts with hamsters. You know? Starts with poisoning hamsters. And then it gets to poisoning. I feel bad for her husband. Her husband, she's going to be a black widow. I already know it. I already can see it. She don't already got a body under her. Like, that's scary. That is terrifying, my guy. Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's terrifying. Oh, Jesus. When he just casually mentioned putting a cat in a cage and then putting the cage in water so he could watch it drown like it was no big deal and like it was something everyone has done at least once. Bruh. No. And see, honestly, man, I think that's why girls do like guys that have animals. And because they really look at it like, okay, if you're going to treat this little thing that you have complete 100% dominance over and you treat it lovingly and sweet, then okay, you're going to be good to me. But if you're terrible to that animal, oh, you're going to be shitty to me. Like, bruh. And he sat there and was just like, oh, yeah, it was just a normal Monday afternoon. You know what I mean? I just wanted to see if my cat could breathe underwater. Like, yo, what? Like,
Bruh.
No. Oh, I bet she was just like, this was fun. And, you know, my dog fell in the toilet. I need to go home. I will see you later. And like, bruh, changed her phone number and address on the real quick. I met the new boyfriend of an acquaintance, and within 10 minutes of the conversation, he was referring to women as holes. It was amazing how I suddenly remembered that my husband had requested I come help him with something. Yeah. She was just like, yo, I gotta go. Oh my God. I remember my husband wanted me to clean the entire house and the baseboards and give him a massage and a BJ. I gotta go. And womanly duties. Peace out. Like, that's crazy. Homeboy was just like, oh yeah, man, I've had a lot of ex-holes in my life, you know, but this hole right here, the best out of here, man. You know, she's like Gillette, the best a man can get. I love this hole right here. That shit's crazy. It was an Uber driver. My wife and I took an Uber down to the bars one weekend. Once he picked us up, I could easily tell he was on something. While we were crossing a bridge on the interstate about halfway to our destination, he says, "Isn't it crazy that I could swerve off the road and kill us right now?" I told him to get off of the next exit and canceled the ride. I also reported him to Uber, so hopefully nobody has to get in a car with that lunatic again. Yo, facts. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I could just veer off. Like, what? Bro, you don't joke around like that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't joke around like that, my guy. That's just... Oh, yeah, that's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. No. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm not... Oh... You gotta be careful out here. Was walking my dog down Main Road on lead, and and a lady was walking her dog off leash. Okay. Her dog stopped in the road, causing cars to stop. She had no control of it. Her dog lunged for my dog. I asked her to put her dog on a leash. She said she will stomp on my dog's head and let her dog kill mine. I knew it wasn't even worth arguing with. Crazy, so I carried on my walk. She then set her house on fire 2 weeks later with her children inside. Luckily, they were okay, but yeah, madness.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Huh? So she just let her dog walk out in the street, and she was like, if it dies, it dies. Oh, you should really put your dog on a leash. I'll let my dog kill yours. Like, what? Huh? And then she burns her house down with her kids in it. Like, she's just like, ah, shit, the stove's on fire again. God damn it. Oh, well, I'm just going to leave now. I got some stuff to do. Like, hey, what? I would love to know what goes through her mind. Is she justifying these things? Is she like, fuck it? Is this all planned? Like, what? How does someone get to that kind of level where in their mind they're okay with this happening and they're the reason why it's happening? You know, like, it's understandable if, like, things happen and they're out of control and you try to make it right. But she's just like, fuck it, Jesus, take the wheel. It's just happening. You know, like, what? I just don't know how to justify, like, telling somebody, oh, yeah, I'm going to let my dog kill your dog and I'm going to help it. And then burn your house down and let your kids just stay inside. Like, what the hell? Okay. I mean, I guess so, man. I guess so. Okay, a kid I went to primary school with invited me to his house after school one day. Not many people talked to him because it was a private school and he was only a student. Okay, he was only a student there because his dad was a groundskeeper. Okay, he was only a student there because his dad was a groundskeeper. Okay. I didn't want to go, but didn't want to be a dick like everyone else. So I said yes, but I couldn't stay long, sorry. We went behind his house and there were several bare spots in the grass. Some of them a single stick sticking up in the middle where others had a thin plastic tube poking out. He was very excited as he started digging up one of the spots with a hose poking out. He pulled up a jar with a dead baby bird in it. The hose was poking through a hole in the lid to let air in. He went on to tell me he likes burying things alive.
Bruh.
That's kind of crazy. Okay. Sometimes he seals the jar tight, sometimes gives an air hose, and even puts a little food and water in to keep them alive longer. He said you can't bury them too deep or you can't hear them trying to escape. Occasionally he would pour water down the tubes to drown the animal. I was 8 to 10 years old at that time. I'm 52 now, and it still makes me sick to think about it. I wonder where that dude is now. It would not shock me if he was dead or in an insane asylum, because that's crazy, or even jail. Because I mean, look, man, I know all y'all saw the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, and he started with animals. And animals, organs and shit like that in his dad's basement and stuff like that until he upgraded to humans. Like, let's be real here. This kid got in his early 20s and started killing people. Burying them alive so he could hear them. He would leave them alive with air tubes and stuff like that, and he would just feed them every once in a while, and then he would pour water down the air tubes for the person. Like, bro, that is crazy. I mean, what the fuck, dude? Oh my, imagine, like thinking, oh yeah, like that, no, that kid has no friends. I'm going to be friends with that kid. Then you realize why that kid don't got friends. Woo, that's tough. That's tough. All right. At a party in high school, or just after it, we were doing late night juvenile things like Truth or Dare. I knew most people there pretty well, except the new boyfriend of my friend's sister. I'm not entirely certain how it came up, but he admitted to the entire group that he had sexually assaulted a dog. We were drunk and high, but everyone sobered up with that. We were too young to know what to do with that information, but we all just shut up and quickly left the party. She broke up with him not long after. I can't imagine doing something that awful to a helpless animal, but admitting it to a group of strangers seemed downright psychopathic. I was glad to never see his face again. What the... Why did he think that that would just be cool? He's just like, yeah, I fucked a dog. Yeah. Oh, yo, that's lit, bro. Yeah, me too. Like, no, nigga. What the fuck? They were all like,
what did he say?
Who? You did what? You did what to a dog? Like, nigga. You know, like, come on, bro. Man. Hey. Oh my God, I guarantee he gonna keep that one to himself next time. Man, like, what the hell are you doing, brother? What are you doing? Oh. All right. After moving to a new city a few years ago, my best friend came to visit me. We're both 30-something-year-old dudes. We were out at a bar when a guy asked to sit with us because there weren't any free tables outside. Fine, being polite, we started talking to the guy. He told us that he was a truck driver just stopping overnight in town, and at some point mentioned he was ex-military. From there, things began to get strange, but slowly, like the proverbial frog in water, being brought to a boil. Not only was he in the military, but he had a brother. It might have been a twin, I can't recall, who was in the CIA. Embedded in Russia, my friend and I also gradually got the sense that this guy was a little too interested in us. We eventually close our tabs and decide to go to a different bar, but the guy sticks with us, telling increasingly tall tales about his time in the military. He eventually confessed that there was no brother. He was the spy who had been embedded in Russia. What struck me was how, even though his stories got more and more ridiculous, his demeanor was deadly serious, if a bit overwrought. And the intensity was starting to make my skin crawl. Not only that, but he was starting to pick fights with other people at the bar, deliberately being belligerent. Over time, he started to radiate this menacing air that hadn't been apparent when we first started talking to him. He didn't get angry directly at us, but it was like he was demonstrating how scary he could be and suggested we stay on his good side. Kind of facts. Finally, he took me aside and slipped into a not very convincing Russian accent. Alas, he was never a spy for the U.S. He was a double agent, a one-man Russian sleeper cell, but he couldn't bear lying to me. He had to come clean even though we had open tabs at the bar. My friend and I waited until the guy went to the bathroom, abandoned our cards, and dipped post-haste. Damn! They were like, dude, fuck this shit. I don't even want my credit card back. This man is such a fucking psychopath. Like, bruh. Now, look, I completely understand, you know, if a dude wants to talk himself up and, you know, like he's a badass and this and that and wants to start bar fights and all that. At that point, I wouldn't have even gone to the next bar. I would have just, you know, I would have just been like, brother, this has been fun. I'm going to go home, though, you know, and I would have told my boy, hey, let's go drink some brewskis at home, my guy, because that is just ridiculous. You know, and then the fact that he's like starting all these fights and shit and aggravating all these people, and he's like, yeah, those are my boys. You fuck with me, you gotta fuck with all three of us. And they're like, oh shit, no, man. I don't want nothing to do with this. Like, facts. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that nigga either. What are we talking about? Like, dude, nah, man. That shit is crazy. Like, no. That's crazy, though. Homeboy was such a psychopath. Oh, my God, there's something in my eye. Homeboy was such a psychopath that they were like, fuck closing my tab and getting my card. I'm leaving. That must be crazy. They're just like, I'll just go to the bank and get a new card. Like, fuck it. You know, that little inconvenience is possibly going to save me my life. Like, shit, man. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to do two more. Was chatting away with a guy in a pub, seemed like a normal, nice dude, got on really well. Some point in the conversation, he casually mentioned he's not long out of jail for torturing a guy. He never said torturing. He said what it was he did to him. He slipped it into the conversation so casually that if he was telling me about running to the shop for a pint of milk, never saw it coming. Asked around another day and he confirmed he wasn't full of shit. Whoa. That's crazy. So he just looked like a normal, nice dude. Had a couple conversations with him. He's like, oh yeah, I just got out of jail for literally burying a guy, you know, alive and putting a tube in the ground. And then, you know, I would every once in a while feed the guy just to keep him alive. And I would just pull water in the air tube and you know, simulate drowning. Like, bruh, that shit is crazy to me. Like, what the fuck, man? And I mean, I'm just using the example of that kid, you know, that was burying motherfuckers alive and shit. But because obviously he said torturing. So it's like, I don't know what he did. He might have, like, you know, tied car batteries to their, you know, hands and feet or something. You know, like numerous amounts of things. It's craziness. Oh, shit. I would be like, yo, that's dope. It's good talking to you, my guy. Well, I'm going to get out of here. All right, man. Later. I wouldn't even finish my beer, nothing. I would leave as fast as possible. Oh my God. Woo. All right, this is going to be our last one for today of today's thread is what's your oh shit, this person is a psychopath moment. This story makes me angry. So one time a friend came over and brought a new friend with them. Seemed like a nice guy. He was quiet and kept to himself. I was young, single woman, and far too trusting of people at this time. I think so. My friend mentions that this guy has just recently got out of prison. I ask him what he went away for. He then proceeds to tell me that his friends had followed a young girl into a local park and raped her for using various sharp objects they found on the ground. They each got extremely long sentences. This happened to be 12 years ago. What made everything worse was that he ends the story with the fact that she killed herself because she couldn't live with what they did to her. Whoa. Oh my God. Needless to say, he was never allowed around my home again, and I had a very stern talk with my so-called friend. Yo, facts. Because I'd be like, yo, man, why did you bring this fucking crazy ass rapist into my house? Like, what are you doing? And she's a woman that's home alone by herself. Like, bruh. He knows where I live. Homeboy could easily be like, damn, man, she a nice little thing. I'm trying to thing that thing-a-lang. You know, he breaks in and tries to get him a little piece. Like, bruh. That's scary. That is scary. My goodness, that is scary. There's no way. I would have a stern talk with him too. I'd be like, yo, bro, you can't be doing this, man. Like, what are we doing out here? You know, like, that's a girl home alone, and you just bringing him into the house, thinking everything is copacetic, and it ain't. You know, like, shit. Oh my God, that's crazy, absolutely crazy. But that's going to go ahead and be today's thread. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys have ever run into a psychopath or somebody telling a psychopathic story, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear it, man. Absolutely would love to hear it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's thread. We're going to get into you guys' worst part of the show. And yes, I do have to fix the background. My goodness. All right, let me... All right. Background decided to assassinate itself. Sorry about that. All right. On to announcements. We'll fly on through these. Patreon.com/MyTheAssholePodcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenarios to be featured in on today's episode, Sunday, baby. Let's go. Sunday episode. Or the Tuesday episode that we have. So, if you want to get involved and have your scenario be featured on the show, definitely reach out to your boy. Get on that Patreon. That's the place to do it. If you're primarily an audio listener, go ahead and get on to downloading as well as rating us 5 stars, man. That shit is for free, and it's beautimous when I see you guys download the episodes every week. I appreciate that so much. If you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on TikTok, Instagram, as well as YouTube. That is where you can help us the most, is following us on those platforms. All the links are down in the description, as well as the links to Haunting Adeline playlist and A Court of Thorns and Roses, as well as the free Patreon Day episode playlist is also down there as well. So if you're kind of iffy about the Patreon and you're like, I don't know, this and that, go ahead and check out that playlist. I think there's like 9 or 10, maybe even like 11 episodes there. So you got a lot of episodes to watch to kind of just, see what the juice is like over there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Without further ado, though, let's get into our first scenario. Our first one is, am I wrong for exercising a lot despite having children? I wouldn't think you're the asshole or wrong for exercising, even though you have children. I think that's great. Trying to get your body back. Like, that's great. But let's see. My husband and I have 3 children together who are 17, 9, and 7. He works erratic hours and travels a lot for work, and I work a full-time job now. So we have an au pair / student who lives with us and helps us out with the kids mostly in the afternoon until I come home from work. So when the younger ones were little, I basically put all hobbies on hold where I couldn't take them. Couldn't take them and spent any time I wasn't working with them. After COVID ended, I started doing some sports again. Started with a team sport once a week, the evening together with husband. Okay, if he was around. And 17, while our au pair was watching the younger kids, which was really fun. I wanted to do more, so I added once a week to a weekend morning. Sometimes I take the younger kids if they are up for it, but often they are still sleeping or want to stay home, which is fine with me and less stressful anyways. Now I have added gym 1 weekday morning before work at 6:30, and I love it. But it also means that hubby and or our au pair have to get the kids ready for school that day. Usually I handle all kids mornings and 5 to 6 kids bedtimes a week plus all weekends. But honestly, having a break is so nice. Our 9-year-old is on the spectrum and isn't exactly easy. And our 7-year-old isn't a morning person, so getting her up is really a battle as well. it's so nice that I am even thinking of doing gym one more weekday before work. Now my husband is not happy about all of this exercise and feels like I'm neglecting the younger kids. He thinks once the one time we go together, or maximum twice a week, should be enough. But personally, I feel like they are not that little anymore, and what I'm missing on the extra morning is not even quality time, since everyone is just grumpy and tired and in a rush to get ready for school. Plus, I'm so much more patient and happy when I do get a break once or twice a week. Am I wrong wanting to exercise this much despite having youngish kids? I feel like hubby could step up himself and spend more time with them if he thinks they are neglected. I'm the main income earner, so he could easily change work hours. Facts. And if I'm being honest with you, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want your girl to get in the gym and get sexy for you. I mean, like, let's be honest here. Sure, you have to change up your schedule, and I think that's what he's whining and crying about. Oh, I have to change up my schedule and wake up earlier because, while you're at the gym, I have to deal with the kids and so on and so forth. But it's like, bro, if I'm being honest with you, I mean, if it helps your girl out, why not help her in return and just help out with the kids in the morning? And then, like she said, it's not like your job is making, the most of the money anyway. Like, you could sacrifice, a couple hours here and there, or you can change your hours or whatever the case may be. So it's like, why not help her out a little bit? And at the same time, bro, you benefit because your girl is in the gym getting sexy, So when you see her walking around a little skimp, you could be like, God damn, I'm about to put my penis in that. Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know why people always try to look at the negatives of situations first. I be trying to look at the good of the situation first. Like, if my girl wants to get in the gym, but it takes away from something else, I look at it like, well, she wants to get in the gym, because it's good. It's a therapy for her. And then also it's good for me because she going to be looking sexy as a motherfucker, and I'm about to be railing that. And that's going to be great. I benefit. All I got to do is, sadly, I got to wake up early. So I'm going to go ahead and change up my routine a little bit and whatnot to give her that. She wants, 1 to 2 days out of the week that you do that. So it's not like you're doing it all week. Like, that's how he's making it seem. He's making it seem like he's got to do this all week when it's really just 1 to 2 days a week that he's got to wake up early and get the kids ready. Like, come on, man. Are you really whining and crying over that? Because it seems like it's much. It's a little too much, bro. Like, what are we doing here? So, I don't know. I don't think you're wrong at all. I really don't. I think the gym is important. I think having a hobby or something that is kind of therapy for you, I think is important for everybody to have. I don't care what it is. I don't care if, your thing is video games, if it's streaming, if it's content creating, whatever it is. I think everybody needs to have that outlet, that escape, that kind of way to just feel like, I think everybody needs that, man, because I know this podcast, that's what it is for me. Like, when I have shitty days at work and stuff like that, this to me doesn't even feel like work. It feels like I'm just chatting with, my peoples, and we're just gossiping and talking and, mad shit and stuff like that. That's what I love about it, and I just think everybody needs that. And it's like, bro, Ham, come on, help your girl out, because I guarantee you, man, once he starts to see the booty perking out, the tummy getting flat, I guarantee you he's going to be like, damn, sup, girl, I'm just saying. But no, I don't think you're in the wrong, but you let me know what you think in the comments. All right, am I the asshole for telling my husband I'll leave without him? All right. My husband, 38 male, and I, 33 female, renewed our lease for our apartment, and it went up by $350 a month, which was already insanely high prior. Before renewing our lease, I was looking for apartments 6 months before our lease was due to renew. He kept telling me it was too early to be looking and will be fine a few months prior. Fast forward, I was dealing with PPD and returning to work with 3 months left before we decided to move out and renew our lease. He told me he has been looking and not to stress. 2 months before renewing, they sent the notice to either renew or extend with a move out date. I postponed responding and informed him. He told me he forgot, so I started scrambling around and started booking as many viewings around as I could. I started stressing since another 400 added on is going to kick us in the butt. Yo, they went up another $50. Yo, rent is crazy out here. I feel it though. You know what I mean? I feel it. Apartments are getting wildly crazy. Added on is going to kick us butt. We ended up renewing because we just couldn't find anything feasible within within the short amount of time, and most bookings looked a few days to respond with a time and date that worked with our work schedules. I informed him I was upset that we could have looked together and we could have found something earlier in our budget range, and he kept insisting he wouldn't. A couple of months, I lost my job, and I'm burning through my savings to pay my portion of the bills and my car payments. He is unable to keep up with bills if I didn't. I only find out weeks after I lost my job. He has nothing saved and barely pockets anything after child support. First child before us. Ooh. Damn. She lost her job and he's paying child support. Oh, that's tough. He also buys lottery tickets every day, which is $20 a day and $100 a week that he could be saving, but he thinks $20 a day isn't much. That's a lot of money, brother. I would cut that back to maybe like $5. Like, come on, man. Lottery tickets aren't that expensive. You know what I mean? You can get one of those $3 what is it, Mega Millions or something like that, and you can get the $2 ones, like $5, bro, and you're chilling. That cuts that down significantly. You know, you're spending $20 a week instead of $100 a week. But here we are again 6 months prior to the end of our lease. I am just starting a new job and I'm looking around leisurely and asking him if he could do the same. He says there's no point. He just picked up a second full-time job and says he'll be able to pay off his debt. I'm still in the dark about how much he owes because he prefers that we keep our finances separately, and we've signed a prenup. Signed a prenup for what? Nigga, you act like you got something to give away. Maybe in your first marriage, sure. But in this marriage, nigga, you ain't got shit. You know, but I guess it's a thing where he doesn't want to be paying two girls alimony, huh? I guess so. Save for a house and close on a house before our lease is up. I think that's a short amount of time to be making so many moves. We're picky people. We can't live too far from his firstborn's mother, and I want to live closer to my family, which is the opposite direction for the sake of raising my child closer to her cousins. So I said, could you help me look around in case we need a backup plan? And he refused. He said, I can look it up myself, and he knows that he's going to reach all of his goals in 6 months. So then I said, okay, I don't want to be stressing out by myself again. So by the 5th month, if we have nothing set, I know my old complex will take me back. I was great. I was a great tenant and the neighbors were always great, but the location is far from first child mother, and he's already said that he'll never over there. Okay. That he already said I guess he's never over there, something like that. And I'm going there without you. He got he got up and walked out of the room. I'm honestly tired of having to pull all the weight for this family and for him to just go along for the ride. But seriously, am I the asshole for saying I'm going to leave without him? Look, I understand why you want to leave without him, just because homeboy's not really putting a plan into effect. You know, it's one of those things where it's like you want to have things kind of planned out, ready to go, just in case some shit hits the fan and it's just like, oh shit, what the fuck do we do? But for him, it seems like he loves to do things very last minute. And I hate when people do that type of shit. You know, when they want to do things super last minute, they want to do things like at the, you know, very last opportune moment, and then it doesn't work out and they're wondering why it didn't work out. And you're like, bruh, no shit, it didn't work out because you didn't have a plan. We could have easily planned this out months ago. Things would have been good and we would have been able to, you know, move on. I understand her, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, it sucks to sit there and tell your husband that I'm going to leave without you. But I mean, at the same time, it's like he kind of backed you into a bit of a financial corner, you know, and that's tough because that deals with finances, you know. It'd be different if it was something else. But when it comes to finances, it's like, bro, that's sometimes a deal breaker. You know what I mean? For a lot of women, like a lot of women divorce over that stuff. Like I was surprised that, you know, and that's what I thought she was thinking. You know, when she said, oh, I'm going to leave without him or whatever, I thought she was divorcing this motherfucker. Cause I'm like, oh shit. I mean, it may get to that point, you know, where if she feels like, oh, you know, it gets to that 5th month and, you know, he's scrambling and stressing out and all that kind of stuff. And she moves out and she's just like, you know what? I don't even really need this anymore. There's a prenup anyway. So fuck it, dude. I'm up out of here. You know what I mean? Like, she might just take the hit and move on, dude. Like, I get it. And that's why I don't really think she's the asshole, because it's like, bro, you're like backing her into a financial corner to a point where she really feels like she has to leave. She has to get the fuck up out of there. And that sucks. You know, like that really sucks, because I'm sure she doesn't want to do that. You know, I'm sure she would love to stay living with him and, you know, they work out their issues and do the thing together. It's just the way he works out the issues is just too erratic and crazy, you know, and you're over here like, delade, I got it. We're good. You know, in reality, he don't got it. And then you don't know his debt situation. That's kind of scary, because my man's could be thousands, and I mean thousands of dollars in debt. Like, you really don't even know how much money he could be in debt because of that time that you didn't have a job. Oh, bruh, he's probably grips in debt. And man, at least 10K plus in debt. And I guarantee he doesn't want you to know that. And his credit score is probably just in the hole. So, you know, him looking for a new place is probably not even viable for him, just for the simple fact that he's probably so much in debt and his credit score is trash, and he just doesn't want you to know that. Oh, yeah. L-Mans, man. Dude. L-Mans. But yeah, you let me know what you think about that one in the comment section, man. I definitely don't think she's the asshole for wanting to leave, because it's like, bro, you gotta backed her into that, if I'm being real with you. Yeah, you definitely backed her into that corner to make her feel that way. All right. Am I wrong for wanting my husband's boss to get arrested and fired? Huh. Okay. All right. I wanted to post this about my husband's situation. He's been at his job for close to 20 years. He's a sub-supervisor at a food packing plant. He works in the freezer a lot, or high above stacking, and tells trucks where to go or instruct other workers. Kind of a jack of all trades, not easy work, 12 to 14 hour work days. There's been so many violations there. And corners cut despite OSHA popping in here and there. Just seems something is always happening. Anywho, one of his bosses that he has a good standing with for years crossed the line. His boss would kind of flip on him and others. It got worse after his boss had a stroke and got sick. My husband my husband's been beyond forgiving. He would go from being respectful and kind to calling them names and screaming at them, especially my husband calling him lazy even when things are out of his hands. My husband is not lazy. He busts his ass for everyone and looks out for everyone. This recent issue was trying to drive the reach truck. The basic etiquette is to have it charged after its use for the next shift. The person before him did not. So it died in the middle of what he was doing, despite being told it was supposed to be charged. He could no longer drive it. His boss approached him screaming. My husband implored that there was nothing that he could do but charge it. His boss yelled that he's not allowed to go on break. My husband said he wasn't trying to go on break, but that he had to get off the truck as it was literally no longer able to move. Facts. Like, nigga, what? like, bro, if the machine dies, of course I got to get off of it. Like, I can't move the thing. If anything, I'm in the way. So his boss, in the middle of yelling and berating my husband, hits him over the head repeatedly. My husband, who was in shock and did not know what to do, there was a witness and it was also on camera. He came home and we both discussed the proper actions. I said he should definitely make a police report him to work, and then go to an attorney or some variation of those actions. He first reported to HR, which sent him home with pay for a day. The terms of his job is if there is any physical contact, it is an automatic termination no matter what. People have gotten fired for even cursing loudly at each other. Keep in mind, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, so much gets overlooked or swept under the rug. Not only did HR not fire his boss, the slap on the wrist was letting him take time off with pay. What? With pay? That's crazy. No repercussion, not even asking his boss to apologize. Not that it would do much. When his boss returned, he badmouthed my husband to his coworkers, making it out to be no big deal. Meanwhile, many of the coworkers vouched for my husband, as he's always been good and a supportive guy and a great worker. His other coworkers put their heads down about it in intimidation, which is so sad to see. My husband filed a police report. He then contacted a legal aid who told him he had no chance of a case, that the corporation at any time can change their rules and make any decision they want, even if it's against their own terms. They can change them at a whim should they choose to. This is disgusting, so unacceptable. I've never had to personally deal with this, so I'm helping as best I can. I feel like it should be a slam dunk, and obviously of what they should have done right. They should have fired him following their own rules. This man has had other reports as well for abuse. It's like they don't even care. My husband doesn't want to see the man in cuffs, as they have a long-standing friendship, which is why it shocked him so much that he would do this. He's sympathetic to the fact that he got sick, sorry. I say it's no excuse. If he's so sick that he's taking it out on others, he shouldn't be working. I told my husband that his boss does not see him as a friend, but someone to push around, as he doesn't treat any higher ups like that or fellow boss coworkers. He chooses to take it out on anyone with a lower position, yet the company looks the other way. Damn, son. That is crazy. I mean, the fact that he got time off with pay, that's the crazy shit to me. Like, bro, what? You gave this man a paid vacation after he did something wrong. Like, you're rewarding this guy? Oh my, wow, bruh. Wow. That's crazy. It really is all about who you know, man. Because I guarantee you he's one of those dudes. He got hired because he knew somebody up at the tippy top, and they was looking out for him, and they were like, look, man, I'm going to, do what I can to help you out. I'm going to do what I can to, get this shit, sorted out. We all Gucci, man. We make mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee that's what was going on. That's crazy to me, though. That's absolutely crazy to me that he got away with that the way he did. And I'm the same way. I would want to sue too. You know what I mean? I'm surprised they're not union, because most warehouse jobs are under some kind of union, and I'm surprised that he wasn't able to go through them to kind of file a complaint, or file like some kind of, I don't want to say lawsuit, but just some kind of grievance, to the union. She never mentioned if they were union. She might not know if they're union or not, but they might be. Because if they are, I mean, that's your best bet right there, is to go through the union, file grievance through them, because the union's going to push the company to punish him. You know what I mean? Especially if they have enough evidence, and then they can show that higher-ups were cooperating with him to kind of get him off the hook. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, this is a multi-billion-dollar business. Like, they can't really take a hit like that, if I'm being honest with you, especially from a union. Just because unions have a lot more power than you really think they do. And I know this because I work closely alongside the union, being a shop steward and stuff like that for my job. And so it's like, the union's got a little more power than you really think. And when they're able to, come to the company and they have enough evidence and stuff like that, the company, they got to bite their tongue, man. They got to bite their tongue and bend over. And it sucks. And they hate that shit. It pisses them off. Oh, HR and the higher ups, they be getting mad at that shit when the union wins. But I mean, damn. Like I said, I just think it's wrong. I just think it's hella wrong. But I understand where he's coming from. He looks at it like, fuck it. I'm going to just, get back to work and let this do, because I'm sure the job pays well. I'm sure the job has good benefits. He's like, I ain't trying to get fired over this dude. You know what I mean? Fuck him, man. Yeah. Like, so what? He did what he did. It is what it is. At least everybody else that I work with, they know, what a dick he is and what an asshole he really is. And so it kind of is what it is, man. All right. This is going to be our last scenario for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode so far. If you've gotten this far, appreciate you. I love you. Again, get on that Patreon if you want to have your scenario be read just like these people did for today. Patreon.com/MindTheAsshole Podcast, man. Get on there. Check it out. If you're iffy on the Patreon, I got a playlist down there with all the free Patreon episodes. Check those out. See if you like it. And if you're an audio listener, keep downloading. If you haven't rated us already, please rate us 5 stars. It helps out a lot, and it's for free, baby. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well as YouTube. But without further ado, let's get into this last scenario. All right. My ex cheated on me with 8 dudes while I was in jail. Yo! I mean, look, man. You was in jail. You know what I mean? Let's be honest here. You was in jail, my guy. You were in jail. So, like, do you really think she gonna wait for you? You really think that she gonna stay with you? Like come on, man. Come on, man. Unless you were wrongfully imprisoned, for some shit you didn't do, and she knows you didn't do it, and and you guys were fighting a case and all that kind of stuff, and you were fighting for your freedom. All right. But if you did that shit and you just a fucking thug out here, doing God knows what, then nigga, come on, man. You can't sit there and be like, oh, wait for me, baby. Yeah, like, nah, nigga. Like, come on. All right, let's get into it. For some light context, this was a past relationship. I still have a lot of trauma from it because this woman was my abuser. So, TW abuses PS. I don't write into this a lot, and my hand is broken, so I don't expect the regular format. Okay. I was in a really abusive relationship for almost 2 years. At the beginning was really confusing for me because I just got out of a previous relationship where I found the mother of my son cheating on me in our bed. But that's another story. It all started around the time Facebook dating became a thing. Also pretty recently then. I was giving it a try because honestly, I was just looking for a nut. I had been hurt severely and I was just trying to get my mind off things. Then she texted me. We shall dub her X because I'm not trying to name drop people. We link up, and from the moment, it was almost like we were inseparable. From the first couple of months of our relationship, I had a really bad relationship with my parents at the time because they had chosen to house the woman that cheated on me in our own bed. So me and X moved into a hotel in my town so I can take care of my son. Eventually, the money ran out, as it does, so we had to move in with her mother in another town, almost 2 hours away from my son, and this is where things took the turn for the worse. The first incident where she showed her true colors, we had just bought some In-N-Out, and I believe I forgot the onions on her burger or something, but she had chose to throw her 7-Up all over me in the hallway. This is just a light incident to a lot of heavier abuse. I mean, bro, if a girl disrespects you like that, my guy, and over something that small, that's already a, like, bro, I already would have been like, okay, you get one more of those, and then I'm up out this bitch. You know, like, come on, man. All right. Okay, one time she went as far as to actually throw fists. I didn't hit her back because her mother was standing right there, egging her on. At one point, we were so desperate for bills that I unfortunately made a big mistake and committed a felony. For this, I had to spend 3 months in jail. All right. At this point in our relationship, we were about 1 year and 8 months into said relationship. During my incarceration, she had admitted to going on a date and making out with another man, but I believe there was something more to it. So when I got out, I did my own investigating and found out that this was not the case. Unfortunately, I could not reveal this information too because I couldn't find the strength to say it before. Her mother ended up dying of a fentanyl overdose. This really crashed our relationship because before her late mother's passing, she left us in thousands of dollars in debt. Honestly, I've never seen an electricity bill be almost $5,000. Woo! God damn. But that's besides me. After we couldn't afford it anymore, we decided that it would be best to split up and move back to my hometown. And she had moved out of state. After some more manipulation and mental abuse, finally was able to cut all communication. 6 months later, I find an old phone digging through boxes of stuff and decided to turn it on and see what it has for me. And before she had the service cut off, I can only assume a friend of hers had reached out to me on that phone saying that she had slept with a lot more than just one guy I found out about. 8 dudes exactly. And at the top of the list was my best friend's name. Damn. I questioned my best friend about it, and to be honest, he wasn't very straightforward with his answer. Yeah, because it was probably a thing where he was just like, oh yeah, you gonna do something strange for a piece of change? Shit, you need some money? Well, you know, my dick dry. You know, you help me, I help you. Like, what'd it do? Like, come on now. All the debt that her and her mom was in, and her mom being a druggie and shit. Like, let's be real here. She was doing something strange for a piece of change. That's why he wasn't straightforward with it. So I decided to just leave it how it is, especially since I got a message request on Facebook the day after I confronted my best friend saying that I was a terrible person by some person I didn't know but was friends with her. I'm in a happy relationship now, but these things still bother me. I hate her, but I want closure. I don't think I'll get get it, and I know I need to get over it, but it's hard. Bro, 3 months. You were only in the hole for 3 months. I thought you were in there for like maybe, a couple years or something like that. 3 months? She was able to smash on 8 dudes in 3 months. That's crazy. And look, that's why I think, she was doing something strange for a piece of change. Because if you think about it, her mom was a druggie. Their bills were behind like crazy. I mean, to rack up a $5,000 electricity bill, that's crazy. That's just absolutely nuts. I've never heard of something like that ever, unless you got something crazy going on in your life. Like I said, they was out there doing something strange for a piece of change in order to afford, their living habits and, drug addictions and all that kind of stuff. Like, dude, that's just crazy to me. And then it kind of took her mom dying to realize, like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't be doing all this. And homeboy gets out of jail and, she's like, I cheated on you with one guy. And like, damn, son. I mean, I'm glad he's in a good relationship now, and I understand how like traumatizing that could be. But at the same time, my guy, you got to understand, you let yourself be in that. Like I said, the whole Sprite thing, I'd have been like, what the fuck are you doing? And like I said, I'd have been like, you get one more. And if she want to start some bullshit over, something super little or whatever, I would have been left her a long time ago. I wouldn't have committed no fucking felony for her. You know what I mean? Like, you legitimately fucked your life up for that girl. Like, let's be real. I mean, you're a felon. Like, you know what I mean? And you did it for this bitch who don't deserve nothing. Like, and her crackhead mama. Like, come on, man. What are you doing? Yeah, bro, nah. I definitely think that you have some accountability in this as well. I get it. She was terrible. But you have a little bit of accountability on your end, man. You shouldn't have stayed in this relationship as long as you did, and then did the shit that you did to even get you put in jail for her. Like, nah, man. I can't let you off the hook for that one. I can't. I just can't let you off the hook for that one. You stayed in that shitty ass situation knowing that you could have just left anytime you wanted. You could have left her and crackhead boo boo over there and been like, hey, I can't deal with this no more. You're a crazy ass bitch. You want to put hands on me and throw shit at me and stuff like that? Nah, bro. And your mom is over here egging that on. Like, yeah, hit him. Yeah, he's an asshole. Oh, yeah, beat him up, girl. Like, nah, bro. Nah, your dumbass stayed in that, and then in order to help them and your living situation, you did that. Like, nah. I would have rather lived with my parents and my ex, over that bullshit. Let's be real, and then become a felon and fuck my life over. Nah, bro, nah. So, like I said, I think you got some accountability to take on that one, my guy. If I'm being honest with you, because again, she was terrible. But you staying in that situation and fucking your life up, man, that's all on you, my guy. That's all on you. She didn't make you commit that felon. You did it. I mean, but hey, you guys let me know what you think about that one and all the situations we gone over in today's show, as well as the thread. I'd love to hear you guys down in the comments. That's going to be it for today's show. Love you guys so much. I'll see you on Tuesday for another amazing, wacky episode. Love you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday episode. Hope you're cuddling up and having a good time, all burskied up, you know what I mean? Me, I'm just alone. It's just me and Pamela, your boy is single out here. It's cold in these streets, you know what I mean? I'm trying to find a mom to take me in and take care of me, All right. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Love you all. Peace.